I'm working on the building. It's a true foundation. I'm holding up the glass. I'm working on the building. It's a true foundation. I'm holding up the glass. I'm working on the building. It's a true foundation. I'm holding up the glass.
Welcome to the Under Construction Podcast. Join us as we discuss various topics meant to challenge your current ways of thinking. Tonight we have part 2 of a dope conversation on anger, conflict, and faith. Before we get started, let's introduce a crew. Let's start with Cordell.
Yo.
AJ, KJ, and I'm T-Dub. Where we left off last week was a great part of the conversation. Cordell had made a comment about righteous anger. And I wanted to jump in right around that point where we're talking about righteous anger versus destructive anger, right? The type of anger that is justified in how you're feeling, how you're being disrespected, the disrespect you're displaying to others, and the way you express that versus destructive anger, where people are like what you were saying, AJ, where people are just mad and angry, and no matter who it is, not necessarily you in particular, but they just want to be destructive because of the hurt that's bound up within them.
Yes.
How do we tap into our faith in those moments between righteous anger or destructive anger?
So I think it's situational. Tapping into it, is not as easy as it sounds. I had a situation one time. I was at a bowling alley. I decided to take me and my brother. We went with our spouses, and I had my son there. These dudes were next to me. They were drunk. It was like 10 of them. They were drunk, playing around. I'm already. But they were all night like invading our space, right? So I'm already getting frustrated. And then before they left, their game ended, they decided to grab all their balls and throw them down our lanes.
Oh, wow.
Bro, I slammed one of them. Saved, sanctified, filled with the Holy Ghost. Slammed him, right?
Yep.
And I felt justified. Right? Could I have handled it better? I probably could have, right? But
Perfect.
yeah. But they stopped and left. You know what I mean? But my thing is, it's like I felt like I warned them multiple times. Yo, y'all, you know what I mean? I got my family over here. Y'all need to chill out. You know what I mean?
Right.
Multiple and then I felt like they just crossed that line at the end. You know what I mean? So I felt justified. It didn't look to the next person. They probably would have said, bro, you could have ended that better. You know, I felt good leaving. And my wife was like, bro, I loved it.
I was about to say, yo, see.
So that's, I just wanted to throw that out there because that's what had happened. You know what I'm saying?
I can see her saying that for sure.
That's important. Because I was about to say, you said you were in front of your child, in front of your lady. How often can you turn the other cheek without them looking at you like, dang, yo.
It's protection.
Like did I marry a punk?
So, go ahead. I'll let you.
It's protection, man. I feel like as a man and a leader of my home, I will lay my life down for my family and I will kill for them.
Exactly. Because my thing is like, okay, like you got girls. So like they gotta know that like you are the protector.
Like daddy don't play.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you know, like your wife is grown. She may have the cognitive skills to understand that like where you are with God. Like you're counting up the cost and you're using higher level thinking and being slow to anger and saying this isn't worth it. But your daughters are just scared.
So
and daddy didn't defend us.
So I think it depends.
You might have to smack somebody.
Yeah.
So I think it depends on what's happening. So like that specific instance, I probably wouldn't have slammed them. I'll just be honest. I wouldn't have slammed them only because we weren't in danger. So what you did was you made it their their not chastisement, but their provoking or provocation wasn't towards you guys. It was towards your peace.
You know what my fear is? When you don't address certain things, people go further.
Escalate.
Like if people are looking for a response, like it's like, okay, like what, like you've been belligerent this whole time.
Right.
I've been like, yo, fam, ease up. My kids
Right.
here, my ladies here. Like you tripping over the line. You every now and then you bumping me a little bit. I'm giving grace because you drunk.
Right,
I'm letting
right.
you be tipsy, and I'm like, yo, this is just how he's having his night.
Right.
It's not his fault that he's next to my
Right.
holy rolling self on
Right.
on lane 10. Like whatever, like do your thing. But then it's like, okay, now y'all gonna go out of y'all way and all throw the balls. Like what's next on your agenda?
Yeah.
Because you're looking for some sort of response. Like
Right.
if all of y'all did that, what are all of y'all planning to do after if I just ignore you?
Right, let it slide.
You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, they're not a baby, and if you try to hit them with the Ferber method and they don't stop crying and they cry louder, then what? Like, you know what I mean? Eventually, something's gonna happen. It's like now I'm thinking, now I'm in prevent mode. Because what if you nudge my girl? Then it's gonna be worse than a slam.
Right. So no. So for me, just out of respect. So just from out of respect, I still like it's nonsense. It's stuff like kids would do. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, you tell a kid, hey, stop playing with that ball. Don't play with balls in the house. You're not supposed to play with a ball in the house. What's the kid do? Start knocking stuff over. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if it was a child and it was your child, you would spank them. I get that. However, if it's not your child, it's like, you know what? You went to go sit down. Like if you worked in the school system, you go sit down. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm going to handle this from this manner only because you're not doing it. You're not doing it to do anything but provoke me. Like for instance, like when Jesus was tried, like they just did stuff just to provoke him. I'm just trying to make you mad. Like I just want you to be angry. Like cause I'm angry or whatever. Or I just want to see you angry so we can laugh. Like, think about it. When we were kids, what you do? You mess with somebody until they got mad. And then what you do when they got mad, you laughed at them. Look, he mad now.
That's true.
Look, because there's 10 of y'all. So you're like, oh, what, you going to fight all of us? Like, you're trying to, going back to the last episode, you're trying to escalate to that next level.
Yeah.
So what, you going to fight all of us? So what you, like, all right. You know what I'm saying? Like, some people are just looking for an opportunity to bring you down to their level because for whatever reason, something about you irritates them. And that's the truth of the matter. Yeah. Like, I'm not trying to give you the satisfaction. I'll just be real with you. Like, if I'm talking about it from a biblical standpoint, this is the same thing that happened to Jesus. Or same thing that happens to Paul. They say seize him. Judas kisses Jesus on the cheek. They seize him. Paul's like, oh, nah. Or not Paul, excuse me. Peter's like, oh, nah. Boom. And then what happens? Jesus rebukes Peter. Yo, bro, what are you doing? Don't give them what they're giving you.
Yeah.
We're above that. And that's how I look at it. Like unless you're forcing yourself on, like if you're doing something that's invading us and that I have to go into protection mode, completely different. Like, cause the Bible says there is a season for everything. So don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that there's no season where you can react, but I'm not going to go there if I don't have to. Yeah, if you're just inconveniencing me because you're whatever, all right, cool. You know what? You about to get a good amount of this prayer because the Bible says, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. So,
and the beautiful part of this conversation is everyone is going to do what they feel best at that moment.
Correct.
Right? Two men, two preachers, right? Both saved, both know the word, right? Two completely different reactions, right? If Cordell feels justified in the reaction that he had that was protective of him and his family and his space, I'm cool with it.
Not wrong.
Right? And if that's the way you choose to react and respond to it, I'm cool with that as well, right? Because we all have different backgrounds, right? And we can't allow people to steal our peace and our joy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm cool with however you guys choose to respond in that moment, as long as you're cool with it. You know what I'm saying? There are also repercussions for actions, right? There that could have escalated to something completely different, right?
Yes.
And if you were willing to pay the cost of that action,
right,
and you still felt justified with that action, I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But let's take it to a different space, right? We're all here. We're at the pod, and we're all bowling, right?
Yep.
That same situation happens. Cordell reacts the way Cordell reacts.
Oh,
now
we all gotta stand up.
Do we have to, react in kind? How do we handle that situation, right? Like I can see us all. I can see, you per se pulling him aside and be like, "Hey, man, this isn't the right way to handle this." And what, he talks to me and KJ. He's like, "Hey, man, if you want to flip old boy on his neck, I got you." You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? So
which one? You go that way, I'll go this way. Let's get it.
Listen,
fight back to back with
and also movie. Like you have to understand too, right? Like he said, there was 3 or 4 of them there, all guys. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
intoxicated. Right. They could have putting batteries in their back. You
right.
know what I'm saying? They may not have acted the same way if Cordell was with the three of us, and the 4 of us were there versus him and his wife, and you know what I'm saying, his brother or situation, right? They could have looked at the sheer numbers and be like, "Oh, they outnumber. We gonna bully foot." You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, but how do we de-escalate conflict when we're not all on the same page, right? 4 different people, 4 different thoughts, 4 different reactions, right? All men of faith, right? All in a different space in our walk. How do we encourage one another? How do we support one another when anger is expressed?
I think those are times when you have to are we all cool? Yes. Mm-hmm. But there are within that there are smaller relationships within it. Mm-hmm. And I think for me, like when I'm most upset, the person closest to me is probably going to be able to get through to me. So it's like whomever I feel closest to is probably going to be able to be like, bro, look, hold on. I got you for sure. Yeah. I feel you. Mm-hmm. He's bugging. I feel you.
Right.
We all crew.
Right.
But like if the person that like I speak to the least does that, I'm probably
you're not hearing
still seeing red. Like they can't get through the way I feel in that moment.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Like, and it's no disrespect. You know what I mean? It's just like
honest,
it's just like, oh man, like what's gonna like stop me from seeing red? Mm-hmm. It's probably like the people closest to me that I speak to all the time.
Mm-hmm. That's the only way. And if it's not yourself, kind of like, or God, essentially, bring the situation down, like once you're up there, it's got to be somebody who you respect, somebody who's close to you, somebody has to see you that you're like, all right. So if you think about, if we go to like superheroes, you think about the Hulk. Okay. The Hulk got, there's a girl, I don't remember her name.
Black Widow? The one that make him calm down?
Yeah. I don't know if she does it in the comic books, but but in the movie it's a Black Widow. So but basically she comes out. When she comes out, all of a sudden he can he can come down, like he can like I see you, don't worry about it. Or if we could go to the movie King Kong, same thing. Yeah, like when the girl comes up to him, like he's bugging out because they got these helicopters, they shooting at him, but like realistically, we're black men, and regardless if we're the victim or not, we are seen as the aggressor. That's just what it is. So this is why I walk the way I walk, because I understand that perception is key. Yeah, if I give it to you the way that you want me to give it to you, they're gonna say that I was the aggressor. Yep. They're gonna throw me under the jail. Like all these things are going. I have to pay attention to all this stuff. Yeah. Because they're not gonna care why I did what. They're not gonna care what the person that. If you go to school, somebody slaps you, and then you run up to fight them back. They don't look at the first person that slapped you. Mm-mm. They looked at the fact that you was running and you was trying to catch him to hurt him. Yeah. Why was you doing all that? You know what I'm saying? Like you got to be mindful or cognizant of that. So that's why I try to keep things cordial before we get to that point. So like I said, or like y'all said, if Cordell's already seeing red, if Cordell already done snatched him up, sumo slammed him, like that's like suplex him, that's it. Late. Like it's too late. Yeah.
It's too late.
Ship the sail.
Once you smack told me, I'm not I'll talk for lack of better words, I'll talk sense into you later.
Right, exactly.
Like at that point I'm with you.
Now we're in defensive mode.
I'm with
right.
you. Yeah. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not about to be arguing with you when his man is swinging at you.
Yeah,
like,
we can't do that.
I'm jumping on this man.
Right. We gotta go. Let me grab. Right. Everybody grab one.
And then we'll talk, bro. What was you thinking, bro?
Right. We'll talk about it when we get back to the car.
Yeah, that's good though. I like that.
What say you guys about? I mean, I know a big thing is like walking away. You said that in the last episode, you guys talked about taking space.
Yeah.
Now, my thing with taking space is I feel it's kind of dangerous as a default response.
It can be dangerous.
Because, like, sometimes the only way to get through something is to go through it.
Yeah.
Correct.
And I think, like, if you're always, and I'm dealing with it now, honestly, but, like, you know, if you're always avoidant of certain things, like, sometimes that could just become a situation where you're always going to be in a space where you're continuously like running away or cowering from whatever the issues are. Like you can't outrun everything.
No, I can attest to that. In my relationship, there was a time period where I was avoiding conflict for the sake of peace.
Right.
So it was basically a false sense of peace. Because I'm avoiding the conflict. When
you ever heard that saying? They say if you're at peace with everyone, you're probably at war with yourself.
I like that.
Yeah, that's good. So I'm avoiding conflict. You know, different things. My wife knows I don't like arguing. I'm just like you. I don't like arguing. But there is a such thing as healthy conflict. You know what I mean? As we talked about before. But because I don't like arguing, I didn't know how to decipher what was healthy and what wasn't. Right.
Solid.
So I just want to avoid all of it at the end of the day.
Right.
So now when things explode, right, I let too much time go by before things got addressed, things got festered, and then it was like, boom, things explode. You're like, oh man, why did this happen? Well, I've been avoiding these conversations.
Now you're having the summer argument about what pissed you off in the spring.
Yeah. Right. So I learned that, okay, maybe I need to give myself a little bit of space just to get my thoughts together. But we need to handle this like ASAP. Like we can't. The Bible talks, don't let our anger go down.
Correct.
You know what I mean? With the, set before the sun or whatever. I'm just misquoting it. But I think that goes against time, right? We gotta address these things because if we let them fester, then that's when, put it this way, one of my favorite quotes that I read by one of my favorite authors, Watchman Nee, wherever there is darkness in our life, that's where the enemy can operate. He only can operate in darkness.
Right.
So if I avoid that conflict, now darkness is within me. And it's going to fester and grow and grow and grow. But if you bring it to the light, he has no room to operate there.
So,
how do we communicate through conflict effectively? What are some of the tools, right? Like,
yeah, that's tough for a lot of people.
What I'm hearing you say is that like and I've been guilty of it as well. That's why I'm posing this question. How do we develop the skills or the ability to communicate effectively so that it's not a contentious conversation, but a constructive conversation, right? I don't have to agree with everyone.
Yep.
Right.
And I think sometimes I have to remember that, especially like when you said with your spouse, like we chose each other, right? We're on the same team. We don't always have to agree, right? I'm not in this to win, and I'm not here to try and make you lose, but I need to let whatever's inside of me come out, and I hope that you can understand that, right? But I think that sometimes we're afraid to speak our truth, so to speak, because we don't know how they're going to react, or we don't want their reaction, or we're afraid of how they're going to react.
Correct.
We can't be afraid of the outcome when we're dealing with conflict.
I think it's easy. Well, not easier, but it's the best word I got right now. But it's easier in relationship than with strangers,
Right?
Because with strangers,
Just cut 'em
like you
off.
were saying before, like whatever it is, you have to deal with it head on, or you ignore it. Whatever the case, those are your choices. But I think in a relationship, like like you can have ground rules. Like you know what I mean. Like
Right.
I know one thing I had before. Like it's funny because not like it used to be. The first time I heard the term, funny as it may be, was referring to sex. And Kevin Hart with the safe word and the pineapple.
Yeah.
But I developed prior relationships like emotional safe words.
Yeah.
So that like
good.
you could kind of, because the thing is like, all right, if we have this word, like, you know, even if the word was just timeout, like if I know that that serves as a timeout for us,
Right.
like I don't have to say much more than that.
Yeah.
Right,
I could just say whatever it is. Boom. I say the word and I could just like, now I could walk off and, you know, all right, just that's the let me clear my head.
Let me clear
and then
it.
we're gonna get back to talking because a lot of times there be like you'll be in so many different places emotionally, like you're still trying to get your point across, they're still trying to walk behind you,
Yep.
like, you know, or you're trying to walk behind them when they're trying to walk away, still saying, you know, and that like escalates it more because they're like, yo, I was trying not to yell, and I was
That's
trying
why I
to be,
stepped away.
I was trying to be
Right.
my better self and
like
not
that.
say this impulsive thing.
That's a great tool.
But you're asking for this impulsive thing, so here, boom,
Now you can
they
have it.
throw something crazy at you, and now you responding to the crazy moment. You know what I mean?
That's
So-
exactly how it goes.
I think something that you said also is very important is that if you take that time out, you bring it back, right? If I'm in a conversation with my partner, my spouse, right, and I say, hey, I need a timeout, right?
Yeah.
Pineapples, okay, and she gives me the space to
Right.
move away. I can't then wait for her to come
No,
back to
it's your
me.
responsibility
Yeah.
to
Right?
pick it up.
If it's my,
Yeah.
res-
Okay, I
if
get
it's
you, I
my
get you.
responsibility to say, hey, I need space here.
All right, I'm
What's
cool.
what's the
Right.
parameters on
That's
that?
the trade-off.
Is it
You got to bring it back.
10 minutes?
Right.
Is it an hour? Is it a day? You know what I'm saying? Like we have to put parameters, and that's why I say
like that.
to people often, difficult conversations are necessary.
Yeah.
Right. So when we can put parameters around things like, hey, this is how we argue. Right. I've had poor relationships in the past. I don't want these things to continue. Like if we're gonna have an argument, I get it. We're not always going to agree, but this. For me, is a non-negotiable. If I say this word, that means give me 60 minutes.
Yep.
Okay.
And y'all got to
You know what I'm
sacrifice.
saying?
You have
Right?
to sacrifice. Sorry to cut you off, bro.
yeah,
you have to sacrifice one good day to set up a bunch of good days.
Right.
Like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I know, like I've been in situations where like I had argument-ridden relationships, whatever the case may be, and it was like, man, we're having a good day. Like I am not trying to blow this day on ground.
Right.
Like you know what I mean? Like
This day is great.
Like this day could either end in critical thinking talk or this could end in the bedroom, and I
Right.
much rather the second. But you got to sacrifice the one good day because when you
Right.
sacrifice that day, like now you guys understand like how we're gonna fight when that moment arises.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest trade off is if I'm willing to grant the person saying the safe word the space to get away, you have to take responsibility of picking the ball back up.
Yep.
Because I respected that I still wanted to talk and you weren't ready to.
That's good.
So when you are ready to talk, it's your job to initiate the convo.
Yeah.
Like I can't tell you time because it may not be an hour. Or this particular instance may be a thing that you
takes
need
a little
2
bit.
hours
Right,
or
right.
you need
A little bit
a day or you know what I mean. But the thing is but you got to pick that ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I got you.
And then be receptive too, though. What if the tables have turned when
Yeah.
you go back?
Yeah.
I got pineapples.
And you got
you gotta be okay with that.
be okay with that.
Right.
You got to be okay with that.
But
too.
now it's back to you.
Yeah,
Right.
now it's
you
back
said
to
now
you.
I need space, so now you gotta
Yep.
initiate.
Right.
Yeah, I think one of the tools, going back to the question is, I learned for me, I hate to say it in this situation, but practice helps. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to go through those areas where you did spaz out, so you can, like going back to our last episode, bro. I could have handled that totally better than that. So next time when you get into that space, you're like, okay. Like when I was one to when I have conflict with my wife or even just conversations, and I still struggle with this. I am so quick to cut people off mid conversation. That's just one of my struggles. Even this pod is helping me with that. You know what I mean? Like if we're in a group setting and I got a thought because I don't want to forget it,
Gotta hold it.
yo, and I'll just cut everybody off. Bible study, cutting people off, and it was like one of the things. My wife is like, "Bro, you're horrible at that," and I'm like, "I got to learn how to do that." So now I just try to take my time, like write my thoughts down as people are. So that's one of my tools, so that when I'm in conflict, I'll let my wife get out all her. Yep. Okay, I'm listening, and then now it's my turn. You know what I mean? So that's one of my tools for me, because I love cutting. Not that I love cutting people off. I just want to make sure that I'm heard. You know what I mean? So
I think you just love being heard.
I'm
That's really what it
terrible
is.
at what you just described, only because I have to find a better way to to start talking, I always sound very sarcastic when I'm like, "You done?" or I'm like, "Is it my turn?" Like everything I have not found the best way to start speaking. I do
that too.
The right thing.
I do that too.
I never thought about it like that. Being sarcastic, but it is.
Like I'm trying to do it the right
now?
way, but I'm like, I don't have a good opener.
Because how are you? Listen, some people got to pass the mic. Like, all right, pass me the mic when you're done, so I know. All right.
Oh man,
Bro, that's the key in like having like we laugh about it now, but right, like these are like little things that can help each one of us.
Absolutely.
You never think about it in the moment.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, in the midst of conflict, you know what I'm saying? I got the spatula. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? If we in the kitchen, like, listen, pick up a tool. Yo, I got the remote. Like, when I'm done with what I have to say, yo, I'm gonna give you my phone.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, whatever the case is, like, this is how kids learn in school, right?
Yeah.
Like, they like, oh, well, we have the talking stick and we have this sort of thing, right? Like, we get away from those things in adulthood, but if it was good for us then, it could be good for us now, right?
Exactly.
And if we continue to build the tools into our adult relationships, they just become the new norms, right? And I think that if we go into our relationships, especially a new relationship, and speak on it honestly, listen, I struggle with cutting people off, so this is what I do, right? Like, if it's for you, it's like, hey, if we're having a detailed conversation, I want to let you speak. If you see me on my phone, it's not that I'm disengaged or I'm ignoring. You're giving me so much information that I have to put my thoughts down so I can get back to it, right? So please understand that when we're having this interaction and you see me on my phone, it's no disrespect. I'm writing down my thoughts because I want to give you the space and the respect to finish what you're saying.
Because imagine looking like you're scrolling when somebody's getting theirs off.
What? Crazy, right?
But you're over here like writing what you think.
Yeah.
So once again,
that's another
ground rules. Give information.
Yep.
Like this is just my process. It's not even you.
Yep.
Like I'm just this is to make sure I don't cut somebody up. That's fire.
Yeah,
that's good.
I love that.
So like these little tools that we have that can build within our relationships and just, you know what I'm saying, sharing information, right? That's why I find such value in these conversations, right? Because I would have never thought about that like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is definitely something I can implement in my house that could save us from, you know,
that's the difference between
moving in completely opposite direction.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
the difference between a tough day and a divorce.
Right.
For real.
Like not understanding how to communicate with each other.
Yeah.
Like it's the real life version of can you stand the rain? Like,
and the communication styles are what's expected, right? Like, yo, if we're beefing and we have a conversation, like, can I go back to bed and then hold you at night? Like, or if do you need the space to be like, yo, if I turn my back and mean something, like what's your love language, right? Like, I don't want to be the dude.
I always sleep on this side. Now you taking it personal.
because we're in conflict, right? And everyone has those things, right? Like if someone's dealt with like abandonment and you angry and you turn your back, what is that person's history?
Right.
Yeah, what's your thought process now?
Deal with that, right? You know what I'm saying? So like what does that mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, so we're beefing, like, we still gonna go to bed tonight. Like, what does that mean? You know what I'm saying? If my leg is on your leg every night and then I don't touch you, you know what I'm saying? I don't put my leg on you. Like,
are you gonna feel some type of way in the morning?
Does that mean that you're mad at me? Like, what does that mean?
Yo,
you know what I'm
some
saying?
couples, you said the thing about abandonment. Some couples, they'll be like, yo, I'm gonna just crash in the man cave.
Yeah.
And some people, they'll feel offended that you don't, even when upset, don't want to end the night in bed together.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So you have to really know each other's rules.
And even be self-aware enough to ask these kind of questions.
You do.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, I went through the same thing with my wife. At one point, I was just upset and like, I'm just gonna sleep over there. Like, we good. I need my space, and then tomorrow we'll get back to it. But just understanding like that, and it hurt her, and like so she'll ask like, oh no, I don't want to. I'm like, so I mean, I think it's important to know these things and kind of flesh them out, put them out there in the open, just so you can have, to you guys' a point, effective communication. Because if we're not doing the communicating just to reach an understanding, then what are we really doing?
Yo, just imagine a bunch of people on the basketball court, right? And like there was no line for out of bounds, but we're all just assuming everyone knew where it was. It's like, yo, we just need to know where the parameters are. If we know what's out of bounds, now everybody knows what line not to cross.
Right.
Instead of it just being subjective and it's like, oh, that's where your line is. Well, my line's over there.
Right.
I got another 2 feet on mine.
Exactly.
That's good.
No, another dope conversation, fellas.
For sure.
Oh yeah.
I enjoy each opportunity that I have to chop it up with you guys. You guys always bring something insightful, things that I've never thought of, and also challenges, right? Like we're talking about conflict, and we don't always agree. We don't always see things the same way, but there's always value that comes from that.
Yep.
So I would just share with the audience and anyone who's been around long enough to hear all of this episode to challenge themselves to get into, not get into conflict, but to endure it long enough to get an understanding, right? It's not always me against you. It's not always I have to win. Sometimes it's just getting clear understanding on where the other person is coming from that can lead to a better and a healthier space.
Yeah.
And as we always say on this conversation, on these pods, keep building.
I'm working on the